Session of the Mayor and Borough Council of Borough Seaside Park, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, December 14th, 2023, advertised for 7 p.m. Pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on January 4th, 2023. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Amabile.
Here.
Councilmember Condo. Here. Councilmember Kraft.
Here.
Councilmember Dr. McHugh.
He is tied up in an emergency work-related.
Thank you. Councilmember Wilk.
Here.
Council President DeMichael. Absent. Mayor Peterson.
Here.
Thank you.
The first item is for informational purposes, and that's the 13th Avenue ball field lights that are operational and are on display just for final test. Obviously, there's no ball games or activities otherwise at this time of year, and that will occur on the 14th, today, and 8 p.m. to 10, and December 15th, 7 to 9. And they were tested previously. I saw them. They're more focused. They cleared the LED lighting. Yeah, they did a nice job.
I'll be going there after the meeting to look at it.
Yeah.
As well. That's why we want to put it on tonight so the public to get out and take a look at them. And
If you miss tonight, tomorrow night, they can do it.
yeah,
8 to 10.
that's nice. That's
7 to 9 tomorrow night.
Yeah, yeah, that's Marty brought up a good point. It's been finished for several weeks. now.
Yeah,
Just
but
never
it's
said
right,
anything
yeah,
about it.
that's good.
And if you can't sleep, which often occurs around here, there's I think it's a meteor shower.
Tonight?
Very, very late.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, late.
Last night?
Last night, and tonight is supposed to be the height or something. Sounds pretty good, yeah. So, that too.
Oh, okay.
The next item on the agenda, it's a discussion of a state mandate, draft ordinance 22317. It amends chapter 364 of the code of the Borough of Seaside Park entitled Rental Property for establishing requirements for lead-based paint inspections. And it's on the regular meeting for first reading, 22317 for this evening. And I note in the copies, I think it came with a recommendation as well. There's the state mandates this, but there is a provision as well of fees related to that, and I believe that the committee had discussed that and looked at, there's a recommendation, so that's in yellow.
Yeah, we would like to remove that fee there. It's part of rental inspection, and it's only a visual inspection. So we're going to include that as part of the inspection.
Yeah, makes sense. So not incremental for the homeowner,
Right.
removing it.
We're going to remove the fee clearly.
So that's section when this gets published then.
Thank you.
36428A and B.
Thank you.
Anything else from the council on that first reading?
Yep.
And item B is discussion also. It's a state mandate, and it in turn entails ordinance 22318, amending chapter 364 of the Borough of Seaside Park entitled Rental Properties. It's ordinance 202318, also on the agenda for first reading. And that came about through the committee, also through the Eric had gotten it through Public Works, Karen, and everyone's been looking at it, and something that the state has mandated we have to act on, that the rental properties provide a certificate of insurance, and it gives the combined property damage, bodily insurance provisions for one occurrence that are also related thereto. And I believe the committee also, there's a potential registration fee of $25 annually, and the committee's recommending that that be deleted and removed.
That's correct.
And that's,
There's no way it works, it's only have to be part of the packet, to have the rental inspection actually take place.
Makes sense.
So that got to Sanders.
That was the that's a recommendation from the state for towns that they do not do rental inspection. That's why they recommended a fee.
Okay,
I have one editorial comment.
okay.
In 364-19A, it says township, just change it to borough.
Yep. You see that, it's in 364-19,
Oh,
capital A, it says township. That should be modified to reflect borough.
Thank you.
And then on the next page, 364-20, where it says registration fee, that will be removed.
Thank you very much.
Will this take effect, Marty? I think I remember us talking about this when the next time, if not, something's already been issued.
January 1st, they'll take effect. We need this in place with the rental inspection.
Okay, thank you.
just while we're doing it, Ed, so when you read those fees, I read the same section number there in case it ever has to change. And these fees are just the height intentionally deleted.
Thank you.
Okay, and that way that's preserved. If you want to put fees in. Thank you. Placeholder, right, you say height intentionally deleted.
Perfect. I like that.
Anything else from the council on that issue? And item C is discussion of extending utility grace period. It's resolution 223-312 listed for consideration on the regular meeting agenda. And the bills did go out in a timely manner, just,
The bills, there's some unforeseen problems that came up. So the bills went out 6 days after they would normally go out. And so even though we grant a 10-day grace period, which would take us to January the 10th, because the bills went out 6 days later, we were asking that we extend the grace period to January 16th.
Okay.
anything from council on that issue?
No.
Anything else from council or Karen? Karen,
I just have one thing, because Dr. McHugh, because he can't be here, he asked me to bring this up. Because Dr. McHugh has been our JIF representative for many, many years. And he and I met with our, Dr. McHugh's been our JIF liaison, sorry. He and I met with our JIF representative several months ago to talk about our, the amount of money we pay for insurance and premiums and deductibles. And we were successfully able to get our employment practices liability deductible reduced from $75,000 to $20,000.
25. 25.
25.
20, come on.
I was going right there for, I thought it was 25.
It was, it's either 50 or 55,000, it doesn't affect our premium, but it does, if we have to use that, will affect our deductible. So Dr. McHugh asked me to bring that up, because he was
No, that's,
instrumental in asking Mr. Avalon to really look at that.
and I believe Mr. Avalon, I think is,
Retiring.
he's retiring. He's been there
Yes.
many, many years and very, very well thought of throughout the county and the state.
20.
20. You
Well,
are
it's
correct.
20,
It is 20.
Numbers, man, every once in a while, we're off the digit.
I heard more.
Anything else from council or? If not, we'll go into the audience if there's any public comments on any of the work session items. If anyone has them, if they could please give their name and address into the record. Yes, Shirley?
Shirley Crest, 700 North Bayview Avenue. On the rental property, do you have to have a current lab inspection? I had one done in 2005 when I started to rent the property.
Right.
I did not have to.
No, what's going to happen is going to be a visual, there's peeling paint, and that's what triggers everything else.
Okay.
If you don't have peeling paint, you're not going to have a problem.
You'd also mentioned, like, if you do a yearly, I've had to say 10 for 15 years,
Are they thinking about like every other year for inspection? Because I know it was discussed at one time.
It was discussed.
The ordinance does say the lead safe certification shall be valid for 2 years from the date of issuance.
Okay, but there's no peeling and everything is,
Right.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other public comments? Yes, June?
June Gordon, SB 114. I realize that the two ordinances, 17 and 18, are for first reading, but we normally get copies of them, and we don't have any copies. Has there been a change that you're not going to give us copies on the first reading?
No.
I know we can't comment on them, but we could at least read it.
Any change?
No, there wasn't. There were some copies with the resolutions.
You don't have it? You don't have it at all?
No. All we have are the 311 to 315.
I can print some
Should we
out.
make some copies?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make some.
Okay.
It won't come out in yellow, but there's a yellow when you see the fee section, it's deleted. That part, that's why it's in white yellow. Any other comments on any of the work session items? Yes, sir.
Little thing, if the
I'm sorry, name
resolution,
and address for the record.
Tom Joseph, 704 South Bayview Avenue. If indeed the resolution posted on the website are current, then the resolution extending the grace period says you're extending it to the 10th. I don't think that's what you intend.
I guess we have an updated resolution, but that says January 16th. So I guess the one on the website is out of date. Which makes sense because we just got this tonight.
Right. Any other public comments? Yes, sir. Nelson?
Nelson Rosenberg, 122 M Street. Just a clarification on section B, on the ordinance dash 18. You mentioned that you're going to, homeowner or the rental property's going to have to provide insurance, and something else they're going to have to provide?
Well, if you're specifically talking about 18, if you're talking about 18, that's what you have to provide.
Certificate of insurance.
And that's it? I thought it was something else.
That's it.
No, specifically that ordinance is, it's only, you need to provide the cover sheet proving that you have $500,000 in liability insurance on that property.
Okay.
Specifically that ordinance. Is that correct?
The declaration page.
The declaration page, first page.
All right, thank you. And second question, you mentioned about the bills being paid late. I didn't understand that.
Those weren't paid late, the water bills went out late. So your residential water bills, they got mailed 6 days later than they normally do. So we're extending the grace period 6
Oh.
days.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Any other comments on any work session? Hearing none, I'll close the public comment section. Anything else from council? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the work session, take a brief moment, and then move right into the regular meeting. Motion by Councilmember Kraft, second by Councilmember Condos. Anyone opposed? If not, we'll stand at adjournment here at 7:17.